Hello, very good morning. It is 29th of December 2015. This is Devaraya Mayuran with the news highlights of the top 3 English dailies of Sri Lanka. Let me first have a look at the news highlights that Daily Mirror has brought. Daily Mirror writes its headline as Non-Declaration of Assets Duminda Noticed by Court. The Colombo Chief Magistrates Court yesterday noticed former UPFA parliamentarian Duminda Silva to appear in court on January 13 on charges of non-declaration of assets in 2011, 12 and 13. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption filed the lawsuit. The Commission's report filed in courts states that Mr. Silva had violated Section 3 of the Bribery Commission Act by not declaring his assets for the 3 years and had committed an offence punishable under Section 9 of the Bribery Act. The stories above the headline is about the Hendrik show held in Colombo last week. One of them says, Kamanbilla asked Maithripala Sirisena to whip organizers. Pivithuru Hela Urumaya General Secretary Udaya Kamanbilla yesterday asked President Maithripala Sirisena to order the whipping of those who organized the recent Hendrik Iglesias concert. Another news beside it says Kumar Mahela said they have nothing to hide. Kumar Sangagara and Mahela Jayavardhana, who were behind the company Live Events which organized the controversial Hendrik Iglesias show in Colombo, said that with regard to taxes of the company remained transparent and ethical in all its operations. Another news says 23-year-old pinned under road roller. A 23-year-old mother of 2 children was killed when she was pinned under the 10-wheeled road roller which had moved back down a hilly road at Meteagoda. Another news says water supply TU action continues. The Water Supply Joint Trade Union Alliance yesterday said that they would continue their trade union action today as the authorities had failed to pay their remaining annual bonus payment. Another news next to it says GMOA tells Finance Minister to resign. Government doctors yesterday called for the resignation of Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake in the wake of even President Maithripala Sirisena reportedly saying that the budget proposal had placed the government in a difficult position. To wrap up the news highlights of Daily Mirror, TPC will submit proposals for new constitution, says C.V. Vigneswaran. Northern Province Chief Minister C.V. Vigneswaran said the objective of the recently established Tamil People's Council was to submit proposal from the Tamil community to be considered when drafting Sri Lanka's new constitution. Now it's time to move to Daily News, whose headline writes 3 corruption cases against Duminda noticed to appear in court. Former Defence Minister monitoring MP Duminda Silva was yesterday noticed to appear in court on January 13 by the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court over the 3 corruption cases filed against him by the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery and corruption. I just moved to the next news. Mithotamulla protest, Marika promises to take up issue with PM. A group of people protesting against the dumping of garbage at a site in Mithotamulla by the Colombo Municipal Council dispersed after Colombo District Parliamentarian S.M. Marika gave them an assurance that he would take up the issue with the Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Another news says Mahinda Rajapaksa undecided on forming a new party. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa did not discard the possibility of forming a new party if things go from bad to worse. He said that he was the only Sri Lanka Freedom Party member who has never betrayed the party. I have never left a party and joined another, he said. Finally, a news at the dead end of the paper says plaster from Sigiriya Ferrasco's cave peels off. An old layer of plaster of about 1.5 feet in thickness in the upper part of the Sigiriya cave housing murals peeled off yesterday morning due to the heavy rain in the area during the last few days. Security officers in charge refused to comment on the matter. Finally, let me have a quick look at the news highlights of Ceylon today. The headline says Maithuri gives Fauzi a special assignment. President Maithripala Sirisena has instructed Minister of National Integration AHM Fauzi to prepare a national plan which can be implemented to ensure reconciliation and national integration of Sri Lankans. President has so instructed after a visit to Jaffna. Sirisena has said he promised the country that he will ensure there is true reconciliation and national integration. Another news says ACTA signing in May 2016. Sri Lanka is to sign the Economic and Technology Cooperation Agreement with India in May. International Trade Minister Malik Samaravikrama had confirmed. The news next to it says Committee to seek public views on constitutional reform. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has obtained cabinet approval to appoint a 24-member committee comprising representatives of political parties and civil society organizations to seek public views on constitutional reform. Finally, a news says unemployment rises to 5%. The unemployment rate during the third quarter of the year had risen to 5% from the unemployment rate of 4.5% reported in the second quarter of the year, Labour Force survey revealed. These were the prime news that the English dailies of Sri Lanka have brought for you today. News like this and more will come on your way tomorrow too. Have a nice day. Goodbye.